Hey Rage fans, it's Kimber Schaefer here with Rage in the Cage OKC News, and exciting times in the works right now. Rage in the Cage 68, it's going down September 28th. That's on a Saturday at the Sugar Creek Casino in Hinton, Oklahoma. And I've got right here with me two guys that probably don't need a lot of introduction to MMA fans here in Oklahoma. But right here we got Karl Wolfwood and Robert Storkson. And these two guys are participating into a BJJ super fight for Rage in the Cage, no gi grappling. So excited about this night and this event and the promotion so far with you guys. I mean, you guys are keeping it so fun, and I just really appreciate that about both of you. I'm going to start with you, Karl. Tell us a little bit about your background in mixed martial arts so far. I know that you've had some cage time in there, but tell us also about your BJJ background and how long you've been training.
I've been training grappling for 16-ish years. Well, since I was 16, so I guess 20. We're going to say 16. But I did a little bit of MMA in my sort of mid-20s. It didn't work out. I don't like being punched. Certainly if I was having to be in the cage with this guy and get punched, it wouldn't happen. I'm far too pretty for this. So I just stick to grappling. I stay in my lane, and yeah, that's all I do. I'm trying to get out there into the Oklahoma universe of the grappling world, and show the audiences exactly what grappling can be. Because at this point, the MMA culture needs to level up. It needs to find a certain level of dignity and technical superiority that can be seen only in these focused grappling events. So that's why we're here, because if somebody's going to level up the audience's appreciation for this, it's going to be us. So here we are. Yeah.
Well said. And I honestly couldn't agree more with you, because I know that as both of you have been to many MMA events, sometimes you see a lot of newbies in the audience that aren't familiar with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and they don't know what's going on, and you hear them yelling in the audience, and you're just looking at them like, really? Did you just say that? So I appreciate that aspect of everything as well. Robert Storkson, again, I'm going to have you answer the same basic question about your background and how many years you've been training in MMA, and also you've spent some time in the cage as well.
About 4 MMA fights, and doing no-gi jiu-jitsu about 10 years.
All right, and tell me a little bit about where you train and what made you get into the mixed martial arts field in the first place.
Honestly, just really jiu-jitsu got boring, so I decided to fight in the cage. I'm out of the Forge now, Forge Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and they only brought me in because I look a lot better than Karl. But really, we're like Karl said, we're here to make no-gi grappling great again.
Already, both of them have told us in this interview how great looking they are. So, I mean, I'm kind of wondering, are we actually going to see a fight or some sort of like dance in the cage?
Situation dictates, as it always does. If you're going to try and ask me like how I'm going to try and finish this particular match, I'll never know. If you're going to ask me if I'm going to leave my pants on for the entirety of this match, I don't know either. One of the greatest things that I think we can embrace as human beings is a sense of love and a physical connectivity. And if that's where this match goes, then that's where it goes. And I'm not going to be ashamed, and I'm not going to apologize for any of it. I don't know what my opponent has to say to any of that. So.
All right. Well, you're in the hot seat now.
I didn't even know pants were going to be involved. Other than that, I agree.
All right. In all seriousness, you two fighters, I mean, just from Facebook, social media standpoint, I see so many people really looking forward to this matchup between the two of you. Can one of you volunteer to tell me kind of how this came about?
The true story or the fake story?
Let's hear both. True story first. Actually, I want to hear the fake story first.
Well, the fake story is the real story. I had too many beers, and I texted Summer. And he agreed.
All right. And when you got the text from him, were you taking it very seriously?
One of the things you learn to protect your sanity with is not to take anything that Robert Storkson says too seriously. So, but if the question is, hey, do you want to wrestle in as few clothes as possible? My answer is always going to be yes, especially with, look at that mustache. of course. So so I said yes, and then I've grappled with Rage in the Cage before, so I'll do it again in a heartbeat. So yeah, no, can confirm the story 100%, 10 out of 10, would grapple again.
All right, let me hear a little bit about your gym. You obviously train at Redline, been there for a while. Tell me a little bit about, as lots of newbies in the MMA industry are watching this, tell us a little bit about your gym and what they might get out of it.
Of course. Well, I'll pitch it like this. If the audience is of the point to look at our match and tell either one of us, hey, homos, stop humping each other, then I would strongly urge them to come to Redline, where we will happily educate them, and not with no malice or ill intent here, about what grappling is. That it is an art unto itself, just the same as boxing, just the same as MMA. People are afraid of and throw homophobic slurs at the things they don't understand. So they need to come and check it out. And I think that, well, the average MMA fan is a person that would benefit from our beginners program, as it caters to people who maybe are not, super duper athletes like Robert is, or blood in the guts, dyed in the wool hardcore people like myself. So come check us out. We would love to have you. And yeah, that's us at Redline. Just a bunch of broken toys. So.
Sounds great. And you, Robert, about your gym, The Forge?
Well, I'm pretty new at The Forge. Really like it there. Very thankful for them taking me in. I was at Prodigy before. Prodigy is also a great gym with a lot of fantastic people, and I suggest both places to either. So, I'm pretty happy where I'm at and training we're getting. But
sounds good. Well, I've got 2 questions before we wrap it up. The next to the last question is basically, how do you see this fight going, and what do you think that fans are going to get out of it?
How's it going to go? I don't know. I don't like to speculate on the finish of any particular thing. I mean, I will go into it with a game plan that Robert's probably very keenly aware of. And we'll see if I can grab a hold of a head. I'll squeeze it as best I can. But at the end of the day, Robert and I, we've trained before. We have a very good time working out together. So there's nothing that you would consider animosity with this match. This is just a fun exhibition in front of people. We have 2 styles that work together very well. So I think that spells out only good things for the audience. They should be engaged. They should enjoy this match, because we are frankly both goof dicks when it comes to putting on a show for, I mean, even just between the 2 of us, we've goofed around so much that that should come out. It should highlight the more playful side of wrestling and grappling, and that's what I want to bring. That's my primary concern with this match. So yeah, the end.
Sounds fun. What about you, Robert?
Well, first, I'm pretty thankful to Karl. He's one of those higher level brown belts, giving a meager blue belt myself a shot. So that's really nice of him. Strong wrestling is generally what I bring, but like Karl said, we train together a lot. So it'll be nice to show people what good, fun, submission-only grappling looks like, that it can be exciting. So that's one thing that'll happen for sure.
All right. Well, any last words between the 2 of you? Any sponsors? Any other shout-outs we might have missed?
I have no sponsors myself, but I would urge people to check out some of the people that I've sponsored for some of their matches. Randy Ray from OMA is fighting soon, and Justin Overton from Conquest, he's fighting, not with Rage in the Cage, different promotions. I'm not sure the dates on that, but if you look for them on the internet, they'll be there. So go check those guys out. Otherwise, come check us out at Redline, and I don't know, don't take any wooden nickels.
Great advice from Karl Wolfwood. And you, Robert?
No sponsors other than this delicious Magnum PI t-shirt and a fabulous mustache.
You do kind of have a Magnum PI kind of persona about you today. So, all right, guys. I mean, come on. You can't miss this night of fights. You can't miss Rage in the Cage 68. It's going down September 28th. That's on a Saturday at the Sugar Creek Casino. These 2 guys right here, they've got tickets. If you want to buy them, get them from them, or go online and buy them from stubwire.com, and we'll see you then.
You're welcome.